Good evening, folks. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's SMC Tao here. So, it's Monday, second day of the series, the Quit Your Job in 90-Day strategy here, and I've marked out my 5-minute high, as you can see by the yellow line over there. As uncomfortable as this trade was, I did end up taking a loss. I don't want to say that I FOMO'd into it, but I had missed the original setup up above, and I was anticipating a pullback into that fair value gap over there. So I'm expecting price to reach into that, or at least take buy side just above this 5-minute high before it reaches lower into the before it reaches lower into the new week opening gap. The reason I had this kind of expectation is because price opened and it just pushed away throughout the day without reaching into the new week opening gap, which normally it would do that. However, I guess at the time it wasn't going to do it. Now if you look over here, like I said, we had already missed the trade. I came in a bit late into the market, and I don't know what came over me, but I did not want to take that setup. I came in a bit late. Price was moving just around that fair value gap there, and I let it go. And then I stepped away from the market again, only to come back a bit later, find the market where it is at the moment. Hence, I say I don't want to say I FOMO'd into it, because I have taken these kind of setups before, and they have worked out. In many cases, when there is a draw on liquidity that hasn't been reached, there is going to be a pullback just before it reaches the drawn liquidity, and we can still scale in most cases, right? So on this day, on Monday, I was expecting price to reject this area and then displace on a lower time frame and push lower. We had just come into that 5-minute fair value gap, and I thought that was good enough. And over there, as you can see, my drawn liquidity, which was the new week opening gap. If I zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see it. So price opened on Monday and on Sunday, and it left that gap. So I thought the S&P would reach into that gap before it bought. Unfortunately, I was wrong, and you will quickly see that here where you see the trade. I did end up taking a loss, minus 1%. So basically, the profits I made on Friday, I just gave them back to the market. The other thing I wanted to note was the order block above. Price would normally go up to that order block before it goes down, but I didn't want to see it go that far. I just wanted to see it return just there by that fair value gap. I guess from this moment on, I did have a internal conversation with myself to not take the trade, but I didn't want to actually skip on a setup that appeared, right? I don't know if this is correct or not, but according to my back testing and according to my forward testing, it would have been an ideal setup either way. So I didn't want to have to miss it. I didn't want to miss it and then say, oh, but I could have or I should have, They say that you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't take. So I decided, you know what, let me give this a chance. Let me give this a chance and see if I can make most of it. So going forward, I was just looking at price and how it reacted around after 9:30. After I took the buy side at 9:30, I was almost, not almost, I was actually kind of triggered at the time. The moment I noticed that I missed the whole move, I was triggered. But when I saw that there is still a gap below, I thought, there's a chance to get in. There's a chance to get in and catch a little bit of the move. I was anticipating at least about a 13 handle move to the downside. Obviously, I would have taken my partials at 5 handles and then taken one contract off, held the trade up until the new week opening gap. As you can see over there, we were just a few minutes away from 11 o'clock, so I was almost out of time, and I decided, you know what, Nasdaq reached into the gap. It's probably going to take the lows, and the S&P is also going to reach into the gap. However, it didn't go as planned. So I guess we can just watch the video now and see how it played out. It was the first loss with the system, and I am doing this voice recording on Tuesday night, mainly because I have been so busy with work that I haven't had a chance to actually edit and sort of get this video up and running before it's too late. I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. I did say that I will post every single trade that I take, so this would mark day 2 of the 90-day system, or the 90-day model. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's just watch and see how price reacts.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently, it could build and build until you find.
At this point, I set my limit order. I had my stop loss already put just above the 5 handles, and I was waiting for price to come back into the fair value gap, and immediately price didn't even go into profit for that long. It just triggered my sell limit, and it blew right through the fair value gap. Now normally when this happens, I would close the trade, right? Mainly because when you get a reaction off of a fair value gap, you do not want to see price lagging behind, right? You don't want to see it consolidate or play around there. However, it can still play out the way you expect it to, but when you get a move like this, when you get this explosive move in the opposite direction and it closes above the fair value gap like that, that would signal for a bad trade. So the best thing to do would have been to control my risk and exit the trade, but like I said, I was already triggered. I didn't really care at that point, and I decided I'm just gonna let it hit my stop loss so that I can be done for the day. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, as you can see, it's running straight to my take profit my stop loss without any hesitation, unfortunately. So we are back to break even on the account. We'll see how the week goes. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back, and if you are a returning subscriber, if you are new here, please subscribe and like the video. Comment down below if there's anything you want to ask, if there's anything you want to say. Maybe I might have missed something, or if there's something you don't understand about what exactly the system is about, then I can just talk about it in the next video. But yeah, thanks for watching.
And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa.